I think first-person shooter players are really going to enjoy Planetside 2 because of all the different avenues to play the game. There's air vehicles, ground vehicle gameplay. Unlike a lot of other shooters out there, there's no limitations on that stuff. It's not like you have to wait for the helicopter to respawn before you can jump into it. You can just jump into it and get it and kick ass with it for a while if you want to. But there's also completely unique classes. It's not just a different backpack that you have when you're running around in a max. You're moving slower, you have 2 gigantic chain guns on your arms. You're playing the game much differently when you're playing that class than when you're playing a light assault class. So there's a lot more depth of different kinds of combat roles that you can have in Planetside 2 than any other shooter that I know of. Each one of our classes has weeks worth of character customization unlocks, different skills that you can unlock, different certifications that you can unlock. Each one of our vehicles does as well. So there's a significant amount of investment that you can do into your character in the game. But I think one of the things that separates Planetside the most isn't just the depth, the MMO-style depth, but it's the persistence of the world. I love playing Battlefield, I love playing Modern Warfare, but when you blow up the last MCOM station in a Battlefield match, the match is over. The map switches and you're on to something new. Planetside, when I capture that base is mine until somebody comes and takes it back from me. It creates a much more, like a deep sense of ownership towards the thing that you just did. Your outfit goes and captures this base that nobody in your empire has been able to capture from one of the other empires for weeks or months or whatever. That's a really strong feeling of accomplishment. And now that base is yours, and they have to come back and get it back from you. I think that level of competition, that sort of meta, kind of macro competition, is something that no other games really have, and it's something that's going to be really, really exciting for people who are used to playing shooter games. So one of the things that's super important to us in making a competitive game is making sure that we have a really even competitive landscape all the time. And that means for us that we don't want a 5-year player to be able to just beat the crap out of a 5-minute player. We really want it to be equal depending on what loadout they have, who got the drop on who, and really come down to player skill in terms of who wins. So, for instance, we have lots of different items that you can unlock to play the game in different ways. But they're really about playing the game in different ways, not better. I might get a weapon that fires slower, but each bullet does more damage, and I have more recoil on it. So it's balanced against the other weapons, not more powerful, but it suits my playstyle more. All of our actual gameplay items fit into a paradigm that's like that, and we call it side grades rather than upgrades. So you're unlocking different things that help you in different situations, but nothing that's really going to make you more powerful. And that lets us ensure that the 5-minute player and the 5-year player are going to be competitive. Obviously the 5-year player is going to have an advantage in terms of understanding the game mechanics better, having a better feel for what the map layout is. But if that 5-minute player jumps up behind him and gets a couple shots off on him, he's going to be just as capable of beating him as somebody else. So it's not just like a standard MMO game where your level 60 character walks up to a level 1 character and breathes on him and he dies, and the level 1 character can just like sit there and poke at him all day long and it does nothing. We want it to be as even and as competitive as possible across all levels of player play.